Good evening, my friends. We are going to learn together some very important material. This is Beis, HaLevi on Bitachon, the classic essay of Harav Gon, Rabbi Yosef Dov Soloveitchik of Brisk, with the commentary and insights by Rabbi David Sutton. So, now, this Rabbi Agon, Rav Yosef Dov Soloveitchik of Brisk, we're going to just jump right in. We're not going to do a background tonight here. Maybe another time. Chovat Bitachon Bab Psukim Harbe Misfor. Harbe Rabo Misfor. That the obligation of Bitachon, the obligation of learning, practicing, internalizing faith, trust, comes in so many verses in the Bible, in the Torah and the Tanakh. There are too many to count, he says, beyond innumerable. Now, this word bitachon, what is bitachon? Bitachon. He'll provide us a definition, but I had a client who asked today in our practice. It was more of an Emunah therapy style client, not a regular clinical counseling patient. What is this bitachon? Bitachon. Now, Bitachon, the first Breslov rabbi I ever learned with, he said that Emunah, faith, is like when there's a pit bull behind a fence, and I know that it can't attack me. I know. Bitachon is that I'm emotionally comfortable and I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. That's bitachon. Or bitachon. Now, let's go on. Yeah, you could look at something more beautiful than me. Umish mechaser bo aveir gedolahi. So bitachon means trust. It's like something that we can calm our fears, and we feel a sense of trust and belief that God runs His world. Nothing's an accident. He's taking care of us. He loves us. Sense of certainty and calm, security. This whole work is going to help us build that more in our lives, which is what we need. We're all craving for such a thing. We're craving for it badly. What blows my mind about this book and why I want to share it with you is the way he starts. I'm a follower of Rabbi Arush Shlita. I'm a student of Rabbi Balin, Rabbi Brody, and others, Rabbi Bergman from years ago, all teaching me about faith, reading books, beautiful stories, divine providence, and they all start in a similar way, which is usually, wow, the faith is powerful, faith is beautiful, faith is cool. My daughter wrote a book called Spiritual Sunshine. I recommend it. It's on Amazon, Spiritual Sunshine, Eden Levy. Check it out. And we see that the faith is beautiful, faith is powerful, faith is a mitzvah, faith is an obligation. But it just sounds like this beautiful, attractive thing, which it is. But he starts very differently. He says, Misha mechaser bo avera gedolahi. Somebody who's lacking it is a huge sin. It's like straight to the kishkis. Somebody who's lacking faith is sinning. That's crazy. It's one thing to say it's a commandment, we need to work on it. It's another thing to say every second, this feels so good, it's relaxing me. That every second we are lacking faith, every second that we are not able to experience the security and certainty of God running our life, of the divine providence that is so real, we're sinning. So it means you and me and so many of us possibly are sinning at every second. Why is this exciting? Why not be upset like, oh, it's a great way to start a book. Just tell me I'm a big sinner. Well, what's awesome about it is that it tells us how this is not a joke. And just like there's an obligation in the Torah to give charity, to help the poor, the widow, the orphan, to eat kosher, all sorts of other important things. The mitzvah of building trust in God is just as important and just as central to our service of God. If we want to serve God right, and more importantly, if we want to stop sinning, we're going to need to build this thing called Bitachon. Says the commentary here, many people think that Bitachon, rely on God, is just an advisable way of life. But the Beis HaLevi stresses it's much more than that. It's an outright obligation incumbent on every Jew at all times. Just as the Torah commands us to keep Shabbos, it commands we must put our full trust in God. Chovos Levovos Shar Bitachon discusses various reasons why many people do not have Bitachon. It's simply ignorance. People do not probably understand Bitachon as an obligation that God has commanded us to trust Him. Sus v'rechev al rov mimcha lo tira mehem b'Hashem Elokecha imach. Okay. So that's a powerful thing. We have to realize it's a complete obligation. Complete obligation. I am just broken recording it for me, for you, for all the other people who might come across this video one day when they're scrolling through YouTube. And it's like, hi. Now let's go on. Mi she'eno potech b'Hashem u'mefached ze atzmo gorem lipol. Let's start with this.